just because she might dress better than you, she might look better than you, her body might look better than yours, don't mean you gotta hate on her. If anything, ask her to help you. Okay? She might help you keep her son.
But do you really think that somebody is looking at their mother-in-law in that way, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely think they treat them like the side chick, but do you think that they're looking at their, I mean, that's why I asked the viewers what they think, but I don't know if I think that quite myself, but do you really think that?
Listen, I think they think that, I think they believe it, and I think they live by it.
Live by it.
Say, just bring up a random person who looked good. Look, me personally, I don't know. I mean, if you got I don't know. If Ashanti was your mother-in-law, I mean, you be Hey, welcome and welcome back to your new favorite podcast, MatterFactly. This is our Love Hate Matter series. I'm the critic.
And I'm the analyst.
We welcome you to a unique view and perspective on love and relationships. We're here to discuss and offer our advice and perspective as male and female best friends on a variety of love situations. So get your popcorn, get your blanket, bathroom, and get ready to enjoy the best part of your day.
Yes, exactly. And we definitely want your perspective and opinions too. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and comment down below to join in on the conversation. And a very special shout out to all of our new and returning subscribers as well. We definitely appreciate your support. So let's jump right into today's topic. All right, y'all. So we definitely could not wait to record this episode for you all. Like the stuff we're going to talk about in this episode, I'm not going to lie. It just might step on some toes,
It's juicy.
But, yeah, but it's an interesting topic and it's something that definitely needs to be talked about. So I hope y'all are ready. All right, so let's definitely get right into it. So, ladies, and this definitely doesn't apply to everybody, just some of y'all out there.
Not all y'all, but most of y'all.
Some of y'all are, whether you know it or not, okay? Some of y'all are treating your mother-in-law or your partner's mother like the side chick. We just got to call it how we see it. So hopefully we can get real and have real conversation about this. So today's topic is, why do some women treat their mother-in-law or their partner's mother like the side chick, like competition, like another woman in the streets? Where do you think this behavior comes from, and what's the solution to this?
Well, me personally, I feel like a lot of this stems from jealousy. Y'all going to say, "Oh, I ain't jealous of her." Well, listen, you be jealous and you don't know it, or you know it and you just afraid to admit it. Okay, let me learn you something. Okay, listen. Okay, see, you probably have not taken the time to get to know your man on the level that you need to get to know him. Okay, so therefore he has a connection with his mother that you don't have with him, which is fine because that's his mama. That's the one that gave birth to him. She fed him. She's been with him his whole life. But that doesn't have anything to do with the relationship that you have with your man. Okay, if you tend to your man, then therefore you get to know your man. He'll open up to you and he'll share things with you that he didn't share with his own mama. Okay,
but why? Okay, I feel like it's understood when you meet somebody or you're getting to know somebody, or even if you've been in a relationship a year or so or longer, I don't know. I feel like it's understood that the person's gonna probably have, at least in the beginning, a closer relationship with their mom than they will have with you, because their mom knew them before they knew themselves. You know what I'm saying? So what is that to be jealous of, and how is it a person will have difficulty understanding that close relationship that already exists, and why would they feel threatened by it when it's a mother-child relationship?
I mean, I think it's a sense of entitlement. A lot of people feel entitled. They feel like, they need to be, someone's world, someone's universe, someone's son. But at the same time, you could be all those things, and that, the relationship he has with his mom is a whole different galaxy. You understand? It's different. Okay, the love he has for you is the love that he has for you. The love he has for her is the love he has for her. So you gotta learn how to differentiate and realize, him giving to her and his relationship with her, it kind of really represents how he cares for women in general. So therefore, you're going to benefit from that if he has a good relationship with his mom. Instead of you sitting up there looking at her as a foe, you should look at her as a friend. And the relationship y'all may have, you and the mom might bring him closer to you, because he says, you know what, she loves someone that I love. So therefore, it's gonna bond y'all in a way that you haven't bonded before.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, something too I wanted to bring to the conversation is I've definitely heard this before several times. I've heard it before in real life. I've seen it before online. Okay, have you heard this where a woman may say, you know what, he's a mama's boy. He listens to everything his mama says, or he talks to his mom about this, talks to his mom about that. And then they'll be like, well, oh, since you care about what your mama thinks so much, then why don't you go be with your mama? You know what I'm saying? Have you heard that? Like, but when they say be with your mama, they're talking about like, you might as well be in a relationship with them. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking to myself, like, if that were his father or his dad that said something like that, you wouldn't be like, oh, might as well go be with your dad. You know what I'm saying? Be in a relationship with your dad since you care so much what your dad thinks. You know what I mean? So what makes a woman say that about a person's mom? First of all, that's gross. You know what I'm saying? But people say, have you heard that? I've heard that a lot. People say that all the time. Oh, okay, since you care about what your mom thinks so much, why don't you go be with her?
Sounds like a little girl to me, but I ain't name calling. I'm just calling how it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like what you were saying before, I feel like the best indication of how a man is going to treat you is how they treat their mother. So like if you see that they have a good relationship with their mom, that should be something that you admire and definitely respect. It shouldn't be something that you feel threatened by. It should be something that you feel that basically lets you know like, okay, I see how he treats his mom. I see how he interacts with his mom, then that's a good indicator of how he's going to treat me and how he may think about me, so I feel like you should see that as a good sign, not as something to feel threatened by, like, oh, he's so close to his mom, I need to figure out a way to disrupt that closeness because it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. I have a good relationship with my mom, and I've had relationships, and my relationship with my mom had zero to do with, the closeness I had with my partner. And if anything, I feel like you're supposed to, get advice from your mom about women in general, especially if your mom is someone who will hold you accountable, because, that could help you not make certain mistakes that you might you might make if you didn't have a close relationship with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that standpoint is kind of childish, and it could be an insecurity at which she might not have as good a relationship with her mom, and she like trying to, I guess they say misery loves company. So I mean, it could be a situation of that too.
So what do you mean? So if she doesn't have a good relationship with her mom, how do you think that comes into play? Like, they don't have a good relationship with their mom, so they don't want you to have a good relationship with your mom either?
Exactly. If you hanging out with your mom, doing stuff with your mom, and she's at home and she doesn't have anybody to do that with, then therefore that could build some form of resentment or some form of like she taking him away from me, because you could be,
wow,
you know what I'm saying? You can be all has, which is very, very delicate situation, because when people don't have outside dealings within a relationship, then it puts a lot of pressure on the person that you're with, because as we said on the previous episode, you can't be everything to one person, because that's just not right for you to do.
That's that insecurity then showing up, that insecurity, thinking that even somebody's own mama spending time with them is going to threaten your relationship.
Yeah, most definitely. I totally agree. And I feel like this, it could also be that jealousy. It could be jealousy. Maybe, I mean, y'all probably gonna kill me in the comment section, but look, maybe the mama might look better than you.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, you don't think somebody out there actually looking at the person they with mom like that?
I
Yeah,
mean,
really.
maybe the mama might look better than you. Maybe she might got better bundles than you. Maybe her body might look better than yours. But guess what? Guess what
But
though?
see, that's the grossness that I'm talking about though. If you looking at a person's mama that way, something wrong with you.
I mean, hey, yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a good possibility because, I mean, it's just that territorialness that I guess that female instinct that just make you wanna. I think it's female instinct on steroids, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay to be protective of your man, because that's your man. But I mean, protective of the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? She ain't going nowhere. You only get one mama. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but what makes someone be territorial over their man in terms of the mom, but then not anybody else? I mean, you know what I mean? So like why is it that when this does happen with women, it's more so that territorialness is more so directed at the mom?
I would say because that's probably one of the only females that he's around. You know what I'm saying? So if she knowingly knows that he spends alone time with, his mom, which he should be able to because that's his mama, but he doesn't spend alone time with other females. You know what I'm saying? So she doesn't have an opportunity to be territorial with other females because he's not around other females
But
in
see,
situations.
but something is just wrong with that mindset in the first place. Like, okay, you looking at your mom as another female. First of all, you see what I'm saying? Like, you looking at the mom as another woman to be in competition with.
Exactly. I mean, it's just maturity. It's probably how the person was raised. Like some people, if a person's raised, like I said, if they don't have a good relationship with their mom, they don't know that mom dynamic. They don't know that, moms are nurturers. Even when you're grown and, able to be on your own, your mom's still going to be a nurturer because she's going to always see you as that little baby that she gave birth to, So it's like you have to understand, like, she's never going to go anywhere. And if you do what you're supposed to do, then you're never going to go anywhere. And y'all could coexist. I mean, there's no need. You're a family after all. So it's like you don't need to do all that.
Yeah, I just feel like, everybody has to respect each other in terms of what role they are in their man's life or that person's life that they're with. So you need to respect your partner's mom as their mom, as look at them as their mom, not as another woman. And then of course they have to, show you that same respect. We talk a lot about in this episode about how women treat their mother-in-laws and more about how women may be insecure in their relationship. So let us know in the comment section below if you want us to do another episode down the line and where we examine different ways in which men may be insecure in terms of when their women have close relationships with maybe friends or their family or their parents, etc.
Okay, so here's our from the headlines portion of the show. Okay, I have a very unique and juicy and strange and hair pulling and exhilarating and blood boiling story for you guys today. Okay, so we have a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. Their, marriage is fairly new, so they're newlyweds. And the mother-in-law is very conservative and, very strong in religion. And daughter-in-law, she's spiritual, but she's not necessarily religious. So they were going to lunch one day, and the daughter-in-law had looked at her calendar, and she had realized it was coming up time for her to make a gynecology appointment.
Okay.
So they were, driving to lunch, and the daughter-in-law pulled out her phone and called called the doctor's office to schedule her appointment, and she proceeded to do so. When she got off the phone with the doctor's office, the mother-in-law said, "Hey, um, so overheard you making a gynecology appointment." She was like, "Yeah, you know, you gotta make sure and stay up on stuff like that." She was like, "Yeah, yeah." So they had, dialogue, and I guess the daughter had basically let the mother-in-law know that her gynecologist was a guy. So the mother-in-law definitely wasn't feeling that, and she, let it be known up front, and she, talked to the daughter-in-law and told the daughter-in-law like, "Hey, what kind of weird guy is, a choose gynecology for a profession? Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
like a weirdo." And she was like, "No, he's not weird. I've been going to him for years, and I feel comfortable with him. He's good at what he does, And the mother-in-law was like, "Yeah, but I'm not comfortable with, you having a male gynecologist." And she said, "I'm gonna contact you with my gynecologist." And the daughter said, "Mom, thank you, but no thank you. I'm good with the one I go to." And the mom
Mm-hmm.
insisted, like, "No, I mean, you're my daughter, so I want to look out for you. I want to, basically contact
But
you
her
with."
daughter-in-law, that's her daughter-in-law.
Yeah, but she sees her as her daughter, so you know how
Uh-huh.
first call, that dynamic. So basically, the daughter still, said, "Mom, thank you, but no thank you." You know. So basically, fast forward to about 2 months um, down the line. So the daughter-in-law wakes up like it's any other morning, gets ready to go to the doctor's appointment. She gets to the doctor's office, and she walks up to the front desk. She gives them her information. She says, "I'm here for my appointment." And the secretary types her information in and says, "Hey, you don't have an appointment today." So daughter-in-law says, "Yeah, I do. I scheduled it like 2 months ago." She said, "Yeah, I see that in the system, but
Mm.
it says that you canceled it yesterday." And she says, "Well, could you check again? I didn't cancel it. Otherwise I wouldn't be here." So
Mm-hmm.
she proceeds to, try to find out what's going on. And she, calls her husband. So she calls her husband and is getting frustrated, and kind of find out that the husband is with the mom. And, I guess she overhears, kind of the conversation that's going on, and she asks her son to let her hold the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So mother-in-law gets on the phone and, is talking to the daughter-in-law, trying to calm her down, figure out what's going on. So
Mm-hmm.
daughter-in-law says, "Mom, like, these people at this doctor's office are, frustrating me, getting on my nerves,
Mm-hmm.
and blah, blah, blah." So mother-in-law says, "Oh, I'm sorry, daughter-in-law. I forgot to tell you that I canceled your appointment, and I
Mm-mm.
have your appointment with my gynecologist next week." So, yeah,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
what do you think about this?
Mm-mm.
How would you feel if this was you?
Listen, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Boundaries. Who would do that? Like mother-in-law, anybody? Who would do that? Like that's that's inappropriate for anybody to do. Not just the fact that it's the mother-in-law. I don't know. I don't know. That just sounds so crazy. That's just completely inappropriate. I would be so mad, but I wouldn't even know what to say. I mean, I wouldn't even know what to do. I think I would be just stunned, you know? I don't even know what my first thoughts would be. I probably have to just sit down and think about that one. I would definitely try my best not to react in the moment because I might say something I can't take back. So I would definitely try to sit down and think, okay, how I'm going to approach the situation. But the first thought that comes to my mind is just boundaries. That's a major extreme violation of boundaries.
True. So, do you feel that a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law could ever truly have a mother-daughter kind of relationship?
I feel like that I don't even feel like that has anything to do with it in a way, because I feel like, I mean, even if that was your own mother, she shouldn't do that either. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. Like, I mean, even if that was your own mom, somebody calling and canceling your doctor's appointments and telling who you can see and not see, like, you're not a child, you're a grown adult. You know, like that's some controlling behavior right there. And then the fact, I don't know, just the fact that somebody would think that, much less have the audacity to actually do it. I don't know, it might be something a little more going on there, like beyond control issues. I don't know, something mentally is not intact. I don't know. What would you do if your girlfriend or your fiance or wife said that your mom did that?
Well, I initially had the same reaction, but when I thought about it,
Oh Lord, no.
listen,
No, tell me. Go ahead.
I guarantee you, when I say it, you're going to agree with me. I guarantee you this. And people in the comments, y'all are going to agree with me, and you know you are, so just get ready to agree. Okay. I thought about it, and I was thinking, well, what is it? Maybe it's the husband who has a problem with it, and he's not man enough to talk to his
Oh
wife
Lord.
and telling his mom about it. And his mom is, actually woman enough to do something about it. So it's like
Wow.
he is
You would be that deep to think that deep, to think that could be what's going on.
it's the only way, because you're gonna, like, okay, how else would she feel? Like,
Yeah.
the mother-in-law would feel away is because it's her son, and she feels like, yo, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't look good for my son to, you know, be having his wife have a male gynecologist,
But who would even know that? Nobody else. Okay, she just so happened. Okay, the mother-in-law just so happened to find that out because it came up in conversation. But it's not like people go around announcing like, "Oh, by the way, I have a male gynecologist." So who would even know that for it to look some kind of way? And why would it even look some kind of way? Like, who would even think? Who would even have like a negative perception of that? Like, oh, your doctor's a man and you're a woman, so what's wrong with you?
I mean, it's more prevalent than you would think. I think that
You think so? You think men? You think okay? So you think men? Do you think men have a problem with their women, like just in general, having a male doctor, whether it was a gynecologist or not? But I guess maybe especially if it was a gynecologist.
definitely, I feel like that a lot of guys would have a problem with their wife, girlfriend, significant other having a male doctor, and is
But a lot
basically,
of men deliver babies. A lot of male doctors deliver babies too.
oh, but
Or is
that's not
that different?
because they're there. If you know what I'm saying,
They
they're
could come to the gynecologist appointment.
okay. What woman is taking their significant other to a gynecology appointment?
Well, what's the difference if you're there for the birth and there's a male doctor delivering the baby?
Because they're there. That's what I'm saying. They're there,
Okay.
basically know, like, yo, I know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and I know ain't nothing going on crazy because I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
like that male ego, like, I'm there, ain't nobody going, you know do
So
that
you
while
think he? Okay, I was like, I didn't already be so. Let me just get straight. So you think that it's possible that even though the message came from the mother-in-law, that it's her husband or her man that is the one who really feels that way, but just is making the mom take the fall for it.
absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely, 100%. Because look at it, just think about it,
Mm-hmm.
just sit there and think, like, look, why else would a mom really go hard? Because
Yeah, true. I guess.
with her. But mama gonna go hard for their child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do whatever. They don't care about making a fool for their baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he vented the mom. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a close relationship, and so he was.
Well, do you think that's appropriate though for a man to be talking to his mom about his? I don't know about that. That should be a conversation that he would have with his woman. Why would he go? That's a little.
He's not man enough to tell his wife that. So
maybe she got a different problem. He's not man enough. Maybe she got a whole nother problem.
So you be mad at the mother-in-law. She's just the extension of her son. Her son is not man enough to tell you, like, go, you can't go here, you can't go there. Which, I mean, any man would do that. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I mean, but if I did have a problem with it, I would talk to her, be like, look, hey, I understand you've been going here for the longest, but I'm not comfortable with you going to a male gynecologist, and we would have that conversation. But he wasn't man enough to do so. He went to his mom and had a conversation because he wasn't man enough, to tell his wife, like, yo, I'm not cool with that, and they have that conversation. And, she might have not changed or she might have changed, but he wasn't willing to take that risk. So therefore, he used his mom.
Well, it's a lot of things wrong with that because I feel like too, it's not the mom's responsibility because it's not her relationship, but I also feel like even if the husband or the man or her son would have come to her and express his concerns about the kind of doctor that his woman is seeing, like, I feel like the mom should be like, listen, son, I'm not going, if you have an issue in your relationship, you need to talk to your lady about that. Like, I'm not, it's not right to try to involve me or other people. Like, I feel like, okay, again, we talked about that's the parent, you can go hard for your child. So I feel like you would also correct them. Like, it's not appropriate for you to, first of all, be sharing this information that's private or that could be private or just inappropriate to have a conversation with other people about, like with me or other people. And you need to go to her and talk about it if it bothers you. Like, I feel like if my son were to do that, I feel like that's what I would tell him, like that's the mature thing to do. I definitely wouldn't be like, okay, I'm gonna insert myself in this situation. And like I said from the very beginning, boundaries. Like, I would never cross that boundary. Then I would be thinking about my relationship with my daughter-in-law. Like, that's a precious relationship. So I would want to be very interested in maintaining that. And so I'm not going to, not only do I think my son is wrong, but also I'm not going to cross that boundary with my daughter-in-law because I wouldn't want her to, I don't want her to disrespect me. So I wouldn't want to disrespect her or even have her feel like she's being disrespected, so.
Well, I'm sure, as you know, when it comes to kids, there are no boundaries. You would do to make sure that your kid is okay. Okay. It might seem crazy, it might seem strange, but when your kid comes to you and has a problem as a parent, you're automatically going to want to fix it.
Okay, you may want to fix it, but also there's multiple ways to fix it. But I guess we're getting into a whole other topic, but there's multiple ways to fix it. You could fix it by you taking control, but then sometimes you got to let your child know you have this, hey, son, this is something you need to handle, on your own. But, oh, that's crazy. I didn't think of it that way. Y'all have to let us know in the comment section, why do you think what would persuade somebody to call and pretend to be somebody else and cancel someone's gynecological appointment because they didn't agree with the kind of doctor they're seeing? Do you think that's crossing boundaries? Do you think it's like an act of care or concern, or maybe she didn't really mean any harm, but didn't realize that she was crossing boundaries? Maybe she thought she was doing her a favor.
Does the intent matter?
Yeah. And what do you think does the intent matter? And what do you think, I'll be interested to see what people think. What do you think the husband should do in that case? Like, because the one thing I wanted to say too, I feel like it's definitely inappropriate. And I know I would have to think about how my response would be, but I think that she should talk to her husband or her boyfriend and that he should be the one to have a conversation with his mom about it. That's what I feel like should happen.
Oh, no.
What?
No. if a mama cross a boundary like that, I feel like the girlfriend or the wife should have that conversation. Nah, the son
No.
point. Once you do something to disrespect me, no, son is out the way now. Son, move out the way. No, now, okay, it's me and you because you done crossed boundaries. You done pride. I done told.
But
She
you
told.
still got to come at it a respectful way, at least at the beginning. Get a person the benefit of the doubt. You don't like go in hard on her. You gotta be like, okay, excuse me, Miss So and So. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like if you had to go hard, maybe later if it was a repetitive behavior. But I don't know if you.
It was repetitive. She told her months ago, "I'm good. I'm good with what I got." Okay.
Well,
I'm
then don't you think it's a problem that her boyfriend hasn't handled the situation? Because I feel like that's his mom. He should talk to her. I feel it'll come better coming from him, anyways.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would he handle his mom when he's the one that told her about it in the first
Well,
place?
that's your theory. So I guess we'll have to see what other people's theory have a theory about. But yeah, let us know y'all in the comment section below what y'all think about this crazy situation that the critic has brought to the conversation.
I told you it was juicy. I told it was gonna make your blood boil. You ain't believe me. Now you do.
Yeah, what would you do? We want to know what y'all do. All right, y'all. So now we're gonna move into our "What Would You Do" segment. So I definitely want to shout out one of our amazing subscribers, Jaleesa V, for bringing this situation to our attention in the comment section of our previous video. So there's a video that I want to talk about here in a second, and I'm going to link it in the description box so you all can look at it for yourselves and give us your opinion on the situation. So basically it's about a 1-minute video where there's this guy, he rolls up in the car with his mom to pick up his wife from somewhere. And so he's in the car with his mom, and his mom is in the front side passenger seat. So she's in the front. And so immediately the wife is like, what's going on here? She addresses the mom. She's like, you need to get in the back seat. So this whole argument ensues. And so the wife is like, every time I get on good terms with your mom, something else always happens. Why is she in the front seat? I'm your wife. You need to respect me. I belong in the front seat. And so the husband gets out of the car. He's trying to calm the wife down. And I'm not going to lie, the mother-in-law was being rude to her. Like, she's like, I'm not going anywhere. That's my son. And the husband is all like, I haven't seen my mom in a long time. That's why she's in the front seat. And so the mother-in-law refuses to go in the back seat. The husband doesn't ask the mother-in-law to go in the back seat. And the wife is hysterical, upset. She even ends up calling the wife the B word. Calling the mom the B word. And so there's this whole scenario of the wife basically feeling disrespected that the mom is in the front seat and won't get into the back seat. So we got to ask you all, what would you do in this scenario? Do you think that there's anything wrong with the mom being in the front seat, or who should be in the front seat? Does it even matter? What do you all think?
Well, I think personally, I feel like that two grown women could figure it out and there'd be no animosity. But, then again, we are talking about, some hostility involved in there. So I'm guessing that they don't like each other from the jump. I'm guessing they don't like each other. This is just a microcosm of past situations, and they don't respect each other. And I don't believe that the wife has respect for her husband because, if you have respect for your husband, you're not going to call his mom the B word in front of him. And I feel like that if he haven't seen her in a long time, it's probably, mom has some hostility because she knows probably 9 times out of 10 because of the wife,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Critic. I think that it probably is a microcosm of something of a bigger problem. And like she said too in the video, like it's every time I get back on good terms with your mom, it's always something else. So they obviously have a whole bunch of drama in the first place. Like, to me, I feel like it's so petty. Like, I just couldn't imagine caring if my mother-in-law was in the front seat or if I was in the back seat or who's in the front seat, who's in the back seat. So I don't know. It seemed like they are already just at war with each other or something. I don't know. But yeah, so y'all let us know in the comment section below. What do y'all think? I think the whole situation is just petty and immature.
Absolutely.
But
And
that's just my opinion. Yeah.
I been
But,
called Uber and went home and yo, this y'all clearly don't want me involved in it anyway. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna just go ahead, remove myself from the situation, and I'm gonna let two grown women work it out, and I guess deal with the consequences at that point.
Yeah, and I definitely think too, just to add one more thing, I definitely think that the wife should not have called the mother-in-law a B-word. I just kind of feel like, but the mother-in-law was being super disrespectful. Like she was looking at her like, and so what? I'm in the front seat, deal with it. Like, so obviously they both don't respect each other, so they got to work that out. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so got some more juice for you guys. This one is probably going to, maybe open up some current or old wounds for some of y'all people in relationships. We have, one of you guys, loyal viewer, wrote in and allowed me to share this situation that they shared with us. So here we go. You have a good husband. He does what he's supposed to do, take care, works, whatever. But it's just one thing. You know what that thing is? He has a key to his mom's house. And some of y'all are thinking, you know what? So he got a key to his mom's house, whatever. But see, let me finish. Now slide closer and listen. Okay, he has a key, and he uses that key to go to his mom's house, and he has a room at his mom's house. And, maybe when, his significant other gets on his nerves, he goes to his mom's house and goes to sleep and chills at his mom's house in his room, which he still has.
Okay, so my opinion on that situation, first of all, shout out to one of our viewers for writing in and kind of letting us in on our personal matter and asking for our opinion and our advice and our perspective on the situation in the first place. But I kind of feel like, from my perspective, that them having a key wouldn't bother me so much, because I guess maybe I'm biased too, because I have a key to one of my parents' house, so it wouldn't be the fact that them having a key that bothers me, because never know, especially if you have older parents, could be an emergency situation, where you might need a key, or having a key would be a good thing. But what would bother me would be their communication, and how they react when there's a disagreement or a situation between us. So like going to your mom's house and going to your old room in your mom's house, or I guess your current room, I don't know, going to your room in your mom's house whenever we have an argument, it's just not, to be, a mature way of handling things. I feel like you should be able to come to me, communicate with me, talk with me. We should be able to kind of handle that without anybody having to leave the house to to resolve that issue. I understand you may need to like have a breather, maybe take a walk, go on a car ride, to calm down. But I feel like it kind of communicates the wrong thing in a relationship, and it lets other people in on your business a little bit, maybe if you don't mean to, because I feel like people will pick up if they didn't already know that, hey, whenever you come over here and do that, it's because you had a disagreement. So I would feel like, out of respect for me, every time we have a disagreement, other people don't need to know about it, first of all. And then also, out of respect to me, as my man, you should be able to communicate with me on a more adult level.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I feel like that, sometimes it is a good idea to leave and clear your head. And sometimes you might have had a very, very heated argument, and you might be, fearing for your safety in your sleep. I mean, that could be your safe haven. I mean, I definitely do not promote any form of domestic violence or anything like that. But I mean, I know it do exist, and I mean, that could be what it is. You could have said some very hurtful things out your mouth, and my mom always says, once you say those words out your mouth, you can't put them back in. So those feelings might be still hurt, and you might see going to your mom's house as a way to I guess clear the air, or let time pass by, and let things simmer down. That's from a guy's perspective. But from a
But
female,
don't you feel like you also got to be respectful of what your wife or your girlfriend thinks in that situation? Like, if that bothers them, that you always do that, you know what I mean? Every time they have an argument, because you could disagree, but still you got to maintain that respect between the person you're in a relationship with or married to.
So when you're in an argument with your significant other, they get to tell you where to go and where not to go?
I'm not saying they get to tell you, like, okay, no, don't twist it. I'm just saying, but if they view that as disrespectful, you kind of go into other family members' house every time you're upset and you're letting other people basically know what's going on, then yeah, you still have to, yeah. So maybe they can tell you a little bit where you can go and not go. I mean, come on.
That sounds like a little bit of controlling. That sounds very controlling.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm pretty sure women, back me up in the comment section below. Come on now. Come on.
Hey, I have a question for you, analyst. So let's say you were in this situation. Would it be different if he slept in his car versus going to his mom's house?
No, sleep in your car. You shouldn't. No, you don't. What, you shouldn't be spending the night apart. We gotta be an adults about this. Even if we both mad at each other, we mad at each other in this house, because certain boundaries you don't cross. Because when you do that, that just makes it, to me, harder for y'all to get back to that good place. So no, you don't need to be sleeping in the car either. I mean,
Either, which would you take? I mean, is it a difference?
No, it's not an either one. It's a neither one. Not an either one.
Okay, but is it a difference between?
Is there a difference? Yes, it's a difference, but they're both differently wrong. But look, like I said, I'm pretty sure the women in the comment section will back me up on that one. Or maybe not. I don't know. It could be some differences of opinions, but yeah, that's what I think.
I'm gonna agree. Y'all women who cool, y'all probably ain't gonna agree.
Well, all right, y'all. And so that's MatterFactly. We hope we brought some really interesting content to you all. Hopefully it makes for some good discussions. We're definitely interested in y'all thoughts and opinions. Thank you all so much for your support of our new podcast series, Love, Hate Matters. We really appreciate y'all listening. And if you like this content, before you go, please make sure you smash that like button for us. It really helps us out and lets us know, when you enjoy the content and what type of content you are enjoying.
Hit the bell so next time we post and upload.
Right. And again, most definitely comment down below, as we want to hear your thoughts and opinions too. And until next time.